Welcome to this Sahara 4 exercise. In this exercise, we will start working with the automatic group creation, and by using the attributes that we imported in the previous exercise, we are not going to perform an exercise where we are going to explain the sequence of steps to follow to use these attributes to create a group of wells. So for that, we will go to our Sahara project, and once here, we will start by going to groups, and here group categories. Here we can see that by default, SAR is only going to have the user group category. This is going to have this reference UG, filter none, and type system. The special thing about these user groups, the default category that we have in groups, is that it's the only uh, non-exclusive category that we have available in in Sahara. This means that the objects inside this group can be repeated in more than one group. The rest of the groups that we can create, all of them are going to be non-exclusive. This means that we can only have an object can only be in a single group inside that category. So let's start by clicking here and creating a new category. This new category, we are going to um, call it block because we are going to assign different groups to the different blocks that we imported in the previous exercise, which are, as you remember, static attributes. So now the reference is going to be BC, referring to block. There is going to be main hole, but remember here that you can select different types of objects. So we may have main hole, sidetrack, completion, zone, location, and well plus location. In this case, we are going to just select main hole, and this last column is just in it's just for your information. It's not you cannot modify this because, as we discussed, the only non-exclusionary group is the user groups that is created by default. The rest of them are going to be exclusionary. As we discussed, this means that each object inside this category, inside each group, can only be each object can only be in one group inside this category. So now that the category has been created, let's click on save, and now let's go to group, automatic creation, and once here we can select which attributes we want to use for the creation of the group. In the case that you don't have any category available here, remember that we just created a new category called block, and we have available here. If we don't have any category available, free category available, we are going to have a warning message that is going to inform us that we don't have any category left. In this case, we have the category block selected, and now we will select the attribute block, the static attribute variable block, and click on calculate. And now we see that we have this report, which is going to show us which different wells, which different objects, in this case, as we selected main hole, different wells, will be inside each different group. So as you can remember, we have north, center, and south. In this case, the nomenclature here, the names that are used are going to be the name of the reference of the category, in this case BC, plus the name of the attribute that is going to differentiate between them. So in this case, we have BC block north, block center, and block south. So now we click OK, and now our groups have been created. So here we can now select the groups. Let's go to the production window first. View production window. Let's auto configure here, and now we have both of them clearly easy to see. Let's create a new template here, and let's load the basic history production. And now let's select the new group that we created. Here in group selection, we can select now in the object type we can select the group that we have created, the category in this case, and now inside the category we have the different groups that have been created. Now let's select, for example, center here, and now you can see that we have all the wells of the center are now selected here, and we see the production of each one, and now the group center is considered an object by Sahara. And this is important, for example, if you want to use the overlay option. Let's do an example here. Let's unselect liquid here, and let's use the three of them. So by default, this is going to sum the production of all the field. But now, as Sahara treats each different group that we have created as a different object, if we, for example, use the overlay option here, let's do the example, overlay, 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 and now let's use random as color. Here we have the production of the three different blocks differentiated. As you can see, center in red, north in dark green, and south in light green. So this is very useful if you need to compare the curves of a sum of a group of wells instead of each well by separately, or the sum of all the wells together. Here you can separate it by groups and have three different curves corresponding to each of the different groups. So well, yeah, that will be like the first example. Another way to check on the groups is to go to edit, wells, data, and here we can go to static attribute tabs and select the group, the category that we created. So now we see that we have the different category names, and what they have in common are the different blocks. So now, so that is important as well, the attribute has been assigned to the group that, as we discussed, it behaves like an object. So in this case, if we check on the symbols of the objects, let's now use the static and block. Remember that the north block has a blue color, the center block has a orange brown color, and the south block has a light green color. Here we can assign, as the attribute has been associated to each different group, each different curve in this case, we can use, instead of random, static attribute, and here select block. And now you can see that we have the same colors of the map now displayed in the production window for the different blocks, which, as you can imagine, this is quite useful to check the production of the different blocks or any group of wells by any different criteria that we define. So next, let's check on let's do another example. Let's create another group. In this case, we will go to group categories. Let's create a different group. In this case, this group is going to use two different static attributes, and we can now we will see that we will have a different, inside the category we will have a different group for each different combination of status and block. So this, let's keep it like this, and now let's go to automatic group creation, and here status and block, let's select both and calculate. And now that we see that we have the different combinations of status and block as different groups. So in this case, all the oil producers of the north are here, all the injectors of the north are here, and so on and so on. So now let's click OK, and let's check on the group window here, selection, and let's select now status plus block, and here we have all the different combination of both of them. Here we can select any combination that we desire. So let's say that we want to select all the oil producers, so center oil, north oil, and south oil. And here we have just the oil producers, those that are considered oil producers in the status of the static attribute status. So yeah, that will be everything for this tutorial. We have reviewed the creation of categories to differentiate between different static attributes in this case, and also we have done an exercise with the different ones that they have been created, using the ones that the category have been created, using the automatic group creation to create the different groups, and then we have used them to represent different information of different group of wells in the production window. So that will be everything for this tutorial, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.